Hello and welcome to another update video about VeChain. VeChain is also turning lower here, or has been turning lower in the last few days and weeks. For VeChain, I forecasted here a price range between 3.3 cents and 6 cents roundabout. Back in December, we perfectly got into this target area. And we talked about this target area when we were here around 16, 17 cents for VeChain. We got into the target area and we already saw a bullish reaction to it. We came out of it. This was a chance for VeChain to complete the correction. It failed though and moved back into the target area, and from here then moved below the target area, actually hovered around for a while in a trend continuation pattern and moved to the downside. That also remained then my primary expectation, since we moved back into the target area again after the failed breakout up here, as the downtrend had never been broken. So obviously, as long as we are in a trend, we are in a trend, and we cannot just suddenly start to call the bottom until we have bullish confirmation in this case. So now we are in this 2.3 cent level that I gave you as a target in previous videos. This was based on previous support in that area, or resistance actually, here back in August 2020 and July. This area around 2.3 cents was my first support area should the price drop below the 88.7% fib level, which it did. It dropped below it and now found support there. Should we lose these areas, what would be the next support in my opinion here? Basically the 1 cent level. The 1 cent level, and that is that previous swing low here from November 2020. I think this would be massive psychological support, and it's also an area or a level that I talked about in a previous video as sort of my worst case. But this is really this would shake it up quite a bit. It would not sort of destroy here any scenarios or anything, but we are already below the 88.7% fib level, which isn't great, but a lot of cryptos just do this in their first wave 2, and this is VeChain's first significant wave 2. Everything that happened before, I wouldn't actually take that seriously. So we can do it, and especially if the chart is looking good, and the chart is looking good from what it did in terms of an impulse and what it did in terms of a correction, that is all okay. And therefore I would also give it the chance to maybe even go to a cent, and then to recover from there. Ideally, you would look for a recovery from that area here within the 88.7% fib level and the 78.6. So between 3.3 cents and 6.1. It didn't do it, but apparently it is something a lot of altcoins are doing in their first wave too, that they move below that 88.7% fib level. And generally that is not good for an asset. It just increases the risk and makes it more difficult for sentiment to shift again. And it also means more money is required to move the price of that asset back to new all-time highs. But what I would primarily, of course, still expect is that the price will reverse to the upside, either here from the 2.3 cent level, but I nearly think this might not be possible because I also still expect another dip for Bitcoin. So it ideally holds here and then starts to reverse to the upside. But the worst case would be a cent. So from here it could then have another chance to move up and then establish itself above a very key support, or now resistance, but future support level here. In this area. The peak is 18.7 cents, so very important resistance, that it then establishes itself above that level, and then from here it can start to new all-time highs, and price projection for the next all-time high would be 45 cents. So it would be pretty much roundabout a 20x from here. Now, zooming in a little bit, taking a look at what VeChain is actually doing. It's pretty much so far following expectations of this short time frame wave count. Again, here as well, we talked about this being an Elliott wave triangle until it's invalidated, which was here at invalidation point was around 3.5 cents. Told you that this will probably break to the downside with a high probability based on the ABCDE, which it did, yeah, then we looked at this as a 1-2, and then the wave 3 to the downside, which is oftentimes the strongest wave, and we are probably now still in this wave 4. Yeah, and again, similar to Bitcoin, Ethereum, there are different ways of counting this. We can count this here as the A, B, C wave of the wave 4. And so basically that the wave 4 is already finished, that we've done something here like probably from the low here an A, a B, and a C, and that we're now already in the wave 1 down and the 2 up, and we might already starting now the wave 3 down. Again, we need to wait a little bit here for confirmation. Real confirmation we would obtain below 2.15 cent. So below that swing low here, we can be very certain that we are actually going onto the journey to a cent. Yeah, a move above the wave 4 high would, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be bullish necessarily, but it would definitely lead here to a move, possibly to that previous support, now probably resistance here at 2.8 cents. And if we can get back above that, then we can start to look at the 3.3 cent level, which is the 88.7% FIB level. And VeChain really needs to hurry up to reverse back to the upside. It would be good for the chart. But to be fair, if I look at generally the crypto market, look at Bitcoin, what I expect for Bitcoin, what I expect for Ethereum, I would primarily still see here another dip coming. Also based on the Elliott wave count that we made a lower low here compared to the one from the 12th of May. And as we did that, we can count 3 waves complete, 4 waves complete possibly, but the 5th wave is still to come. We can also count this as already 5 waves complete, and this already as the beginning of an uptrend. In that case, we would have the wave 4 here and the wave 5 down here. But that would not match so well the count for Bitcoin, and it would also need to be confirmed first, yeah, because, you know, we are in a downtrend still, and the downtrend hasn't ended. Yeah, we haven't made higher highs, higher lows, so we primarily have to look for a scenario that continues to go down. Surely we could count this possibly as a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, the wave 3 up would now need to come, but then I would want to see significant price action above 2.6 cents in an impulsive wave, okay? And as long as we don't see that, primary expectation will be further down.